Now at 10, Joplin city leaders outlined the $30 million bond that would fund renovations for Memorial Hall. Plus, Oklahoma lawmakers pass a bill that would prohibit trans athletes from competing in women's sports. And a local Knights of Columbus chapter is raising money for a good cause, one Tootsie Roll at a time.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
In less than 2 weeks, Joplin voters will decide the fate of a $30 million proposal to renovate Memorial Hall. This is a late edition of KOAM News at 10. At a news conference today, some Joplin city leaders outlined exactly what the bond would fund and how much it would cost taxpayers. KOAM's Jalen Banks has more.
2 years ago, the city of Joplin issued drawings of what they hoped one day would be Memorial Hall. These drawings were of renovations and expansion for the Joplin staple. For almost 100 years, it has stood as a key figure in the community. But in 2022, it faces a new challenge, getting a $30 million bond passed on April 5th for renovations, so that it can stand tall for the next century. Supporters believe that keeping the hall up and running honors those who served our country and continue to.
When they opened it in 1925, there was over 2,000 veterans that attended that opening of Memorial Hall, everywhere from Civil War, Spanish American, and World War I veterans. So it's very important to us as a way to honor our past and the veterans that still serve today.
They say these renovations will not only pay homage to those who have served, but will benefit the community in other ways. And those who want it to pass believe that losing it could be detrimental.
Not having the Memorial Hall is a loss for us because of meeting space, conventions, sports venue, gathering place for the community. We are constantly getting requests for space to have organizational meetings here or business meetings, and all we do is about 80 people.
The bond will be paid for through residents' property taxes, and if approved, it would add about $65 per $100,000 of assessed valuation. At Memorial Hall in Joplin, Jalen Banks, KOAM News.
The renovations would allow Memorial Hall to hold up to 2,800 people and 1,700 parking spots. Another local fire protection district is asking voters to approve a ballot question that would increase their staffing but would raise taxes. The proposition would help the Jasper Fire Protection District pay 3 daytime firefighters. Currently, they rely on volunteers, which they're struggling to keep. If approved, it would add 30 cents per $100 of assessed valuation to property taxes. An Oklahoma bill that would ban trans student athletes from competing in women's sports is on its way to Governor Kevin Stitt's desk. The Save Women's Sports Act is a holdover from last session. The House approved an amended version yesterday, which the Senate passed on a 37-7 vote today. Supporters of the ban argue that trans athletes have an unfair advantage. Opponents say the problem doesn't exist in Oklahoma and that the bill would endanger transgender kids.
It saddens me that we are not considering the group of people that we are in fact marginalizing, telling them over and over again, you do not belong in sports in your school.
No one's saying that you can't compete in sports. All I'm saying is we need to leave female sports to biological females.
This bill is one of several the Republican-led legislature is considering targeting young transgender and gay people. Others would prevent transgender medical treatments for young people, prohibit cities from banning so-called conversion therapy, and prevent colleges and state agencies from mandating gender and sexuality-related training. The Oklahoma Senate has narrowly defeated a bill that would allow public funds to be used to pay for students' private school education. Senators voted 24-22 against the bill. Even after the bill was amended to remove funding for homeschooled students and add a family income cap, it still faced fierce bipartisan resistance. Cherokee County, Kansas authorities have charged a West Mineral man with numerous felonies after a standoff with sheriff's deputies. He's 46-year-old Larry Overman. Officers say they responded to a call for a domestic disturbance in a home and found Overman armed with a rifle inside, refusing to allow a woman and numerous children to leave. The standoff continued for an hour and a half before arrest. Charges against Overman include multiple counts of kidnapping, endangering the welfare of a child, and aggravated assault of a law enforcement officer. A Cherokee County, Kansas prosecutor has charged a man with child sex crimes. Authorities are holding 30-year-old Richard Sanchez of Cherokee in the Cherokee County Jail without bond. Sanchez is charged with sexual exploitation of a child, aggravated indecent liberties with a child, attempted rape, and aggravated intimidation of a witness or victim, among other charges. Checking in with Doug Heddy now for a first look at the weather.
Well, it definitely turned out to be another chilly day for us today. Temperatures struggled to warm up as we only went into the mid-40s for highs. Started at 37. Should be topping out 20 degrees warmer into the mid-60s, but we are going to start to warm things back up over the next few days. We've had the clouds all day long. Any showers off toward the east, but we still have a few clouds out there. The clouds will start to break up a bit more after midnight for us tonight as this storm system, slow mover, slowly starts to track off toward the north and to the east. Upper 30s to near 40 for us right now. I think once we get the clouds out of here, we drop back near freezing. 44 by 9, 56 by noon. High temp better, right around 61 degrees. So of course we're going to look at that into the weekend. Next storm system all coming up here in just a bit.
See you then. Meta, the parent company of Facebook, will bring an $800 million data center to Kansas City. The 1 million square foot facility will be in the massive Golden Plains Technology Park in northern KC. It's expected to create 100 permanent jobs and more than 1,300 jobs at peak construction. The company hopes to open the data center by 2024. Pitt State students today checked out available jobs in the area at the school's Spring Career Day. The event was open to all majors and classifications. Businesses promoted opportunities from summer internships to full-time positions. Organizers say it's a great chance for students to network with professionals.
Starting a summer internship potentially, but really starting to make connections and get ready to graduate and start a career.
More than 100 area employers turned up to Pitt State's Overman Student Center for that event. Some dental school students will be able to do their residency in Southeast Kansas. The Commission of Dental Accreditation approved the Community Health Center of Southeast Kansas as an educational site for the NYU Langone Dental Medicine postdoctoral residency program. 4 pediatric dental residents are already set to train with the health center's SEK Smiles clinics in Parsons and Pittsburgh. Officials hope the program will reduce wait times and improve patient care. A Knights of Columbus chapter in Webb City is handing out sweet treats for a good cause. Members are distributing Tootsie Rolls and collecting donations as part of an annual drive. Those donations will support programs that help people with intellectual disabilities, with half going to Joplin's community support services.
Knights of Columbus for a long time. They have been a tremendous support for services for persons with developmental disabilities in Missouri, and we're so happy for their support.
The other half of that money raised will go to the Special Olympics. Coming up, President Biden calls for Russia to be expelled from the G20. Plus, good news from the Labor Department's latest unemployment report. President Biden says Russia should be expelled from the G20. This comes as we reach the 1-month mark since Russia began its deadly invasion into Ukraine. Today, leaders from NATO countries, including President Biden, met in Brussels to discuss what to do next. Deborah Alfarone reports.
In the ravaged city of Mariupol, hundreds of residents emerged from bomb shelters and basements, lining up for desperately needed food and water. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky says there's nothing left of the city. Now, 1 month into the invasion, Zelensky took his pleas for more military aid to NATO leaders as they met in Brussels. President Biden wouldn't speak to the intelligence, but says if Russia uses chemical weapons, NATO will act.
We would respond if he uses it. The nature of the response would depend on the nature of the use.
He pledged more than $1 billion in humanitarian assistance and promised to welcome 100,000 Ukrainian refugees to the U.S. He also announced new sanctions targeting 400 Russian oligarchs and companies still loyal to Russian President Vladimir Putin.
The increasing the pain and the demonstration why I asked for this NATO meeting today is to be sure that after a month we will sustain what we're doing, not just next month, the following month, but for the remainder of this entire year. That's what will stop him.
President Biden shared that he thinks that Russia should be ousted from the G20, and he went on to say that if the other countries don't agree, then he thinks Ukraine should be allowed to participate in those meetings. The president will also meet with EU leaders, all aimed at expressing solidarity. NATO is now doubling its troop deployment along its eastern flank, sending 4 new battle groups to Bulgaria, Hungary, Romania, and Slovakia. President Biden says U.S. weapons are now flowing into Ukraine, including anti-aircraft and anti-tank systems. Deborah Alfarone, CBS News, the White House.
President Biden is scheduled to head to Poland tomorrow, where he'll meet refugees and hear their firsthand stories. Big news on the jobs front. Jobless claims have dropped to a nearly 53-year low. Today's numbers from the Labor Department show just 187,000 people in the U.S. filed for initial weekly unemployment benefits last week. That is much lower than expected. The last time jobless claims were this low was 1969. It's a bright spot for the economy right now, even as people feel the pinch of higher oil and gas prices and other inflation pressures. The Biden administration rolled back some Trump-era tariffs in a move supported by American businesses. A new trade agreement with the United Kingdom lifts the tariffs on British steel and aluminum. In exchange, the UK will lift retaliatory tariffs on American exports, including whiskey, motorcycles, and agricultural products. Women who say they've used antibiotics significantly in midlife are more likely to suffer cognitive decline as they get older. That's according to a Harvard Medical School study of more than 14,000 nurses. Researchers say it's possible gut microbiome changes play a role. A little bit later, a pair of local basketball coaches earned CNC Coach of the Year honors.
Plus, it looks like our temperatures are going to start to warm back up. We're going to check that out coming up. Well, another chilly day for us today. A lot of clouds across the region, a couple little sprinkles, a random shower, but slowly drying out and a much nicer day for us tomorrow. We are still going to have some clouds, could get a random sprinkle, but we do get some sun, which is always nice. And it's Friday. It looks like we're going to set up to see a pretty good weekend. Next storm system late Tuesday, next week, late Tuesday, Wednesday into Thursday. And also you can get my long-range forecast. This is on my month-long blog. That's at KOAMnewsnow.com. Now, I have my long-range forecast out through April and most of May, so pretty much through the severe weather season. All right, outside right now, it looks okay as Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. We still have a lot of clouds out there, but in general, we are looking better than what we have seen over the past couple days. Temperatures for us today, we just really couldn't warm up. Only low to mid 40s. We haven't dropped back much. Most of us now upper 30s to lower 40s. Once we get the clouds out of here, temperatures will back down just a bit later on tonight. We've had these kind of brisk northwesterly winds all day long. They are diminishing as they are going to switch around out of the south temporarily for us late tonight into tomorrow morning. 7th. Range line 41, westerly winds are light. Humidity is at 76%. And still, we have some clouds out there, but any showers now pushing off toward the east, so away from us. So our radar looks pretty clean, but we are going to have the clouds kind of sticking around over the next couple hours, and then we'll start to see those break up later on tonight. This storm system slowly taking its time, heading away from us, and we look quite a bit better over the next couple days. Let's go hour by hour through the overnight hours, clearing out later on tonight. We drop back near freezing. We are going to get some clouds in here late morning, early afternoon. Can't rule out a random sprinkle or shower, but in general, pretty good. We're going to get some sun, 33 to start, 56 by noon. High temp is 61. Northerly winds in the afternoon, so we switch to the south and then go back to the north at 5 to 15. Tomorrow night we start to clear out, kind of chilly again. We drop back into the mid-30s. Clouds increase again, another weak little wave. Saturday morning, could see a quick little shower, and then Saturday afternoon, shaping up pretty good. High temps near 60. So the next couple days overall, not too bad. Let's go into Sunday. Sunday, we start to really warm up. Upper 60s to near 70. On Monday, upper 70s to near 80. On Tuesday, much of the same, upper 70s to near 80. But thunderstorms start to form to our west. These are going to move in Tuesday night into Wednesday, and then again Wednesday afternoon. Some of these could be a little bit stronger, so we need to keep our eyes on this system as it heads toward us by the middle of next week. 61 for us tomorrow, 59 Saturday, 69 Sunday, near 80 Monday and Tuesday, but of course watching those thunderstorm chances the middle of next week.
Comfortable weekend ahead of us.
Yeah, it looks pretty good overall.
Thanks, Doug. Still ahead, the Carthage High School baseball team hits the field at home against McDonald County, and Seneca's all-time leading scorer signs to continue her basketball career at a local college. Jacob Leonard has that and more next.
The Crowder College softball team is in action today, hosting the Missouri Valley Vikings. Crowder enters the day ranked 17th in the country with a 24-4 overall record. Now, the Rough Riders face the Vikings today in a doubleheader at Neosho High School. Now, here's game one. Chelsea Bevel setting the tone early. Strikes out the side in the top of the first. The second inning, Skylar Randall up with the bases loaded. She comes through. Singles through the gap. 2 score on that. Crowder leads 4-0. Then Lily Mahan, ground ball to the second baseman, gets over her glove. 2 more Rough Riders score. Now, this turned into a big inning, still going. Cassidy Lear got a hold of that one. 2-run homer. Rough Riders put up 10 runs in the second. Then in the next inning, McDonald County High School product Rita Santillan solo shot to left. Game one, Crowder cruises to a 12-1 win in 5 innings. Game two, Crowder trying for the doubleheader sweep. Another convincing win there, beating Missouri Valley 17-8. Rough Riders are now 26-4 in their first 30 games of the season. Moving on now to high school baseball, Carthage hosting McDonald County this afternoon. Bottom of the first, Carthage gets on the board. Pitch gets away here. Logan Carmichael will cruise in from third to score. Then in the second, McDonald County working in the field. Check this out. They got a runner in a pickle between first and second. Mustangs tag him out at first, then Weston Gordon fires home to Cole Martin. Double play from McDonald County gets them out of the inning. Then their offense gets going. Gordon pokes it through the right side. RBI single brings Jack Parnell home. Mustangs go on to win 5-3. They're now 3-1 to start the season. Well, just one day after trading away Tyreek Hill, the Kansas City Chiefs bringing in another speedy wide receiver. The Chiefs signed Packers free agent Marquez Valdez-Scantling to a 3-year deal today worth up to $36 million. Valdez-Scantling was a 5th-round pick for Green Bay back in 2018. He's racked up 2,100 yards and 13 touchdowns in 59 career games. A pair of local coaches have earned CNC Coach of the Year honors. On the boys' side, Galena's Matt Meyer is the league's Coach of the Year after leading the Bulldogs to a conference championship and their 3rd straight appearance in the 3A state tournament. As for the girls, Colgan head coach Abby Farabi is the CNC Coach of the Year. Farabi led the Panthers to a historic season this year. The Panthers went 18-0 in the regular season, then won a sub-state title and earned a spot at the state tournament in Manhattan for the 3rd straight season.
It's more about the kids and, you know, what they achieve. I'm so happy for them, and they're just, I mean, they were just awesome this year. We won the league. We went undefeated up until the state tournament. You know, we got that Tony DuBray title back. Just a lot of great things. You know, it really stinks how it ended, but just, you know, I really think they put us on the map this year, so we're looking forward to that.
Today's a big day for Seneca High School senior Aaliyah Grotjohn. Grotjohn signs this afternoon to stay in Southwest Missouri and continue her basketball career at Cotty College. Now, Grotjohn, no doubt one of the best in the area. She posted 21 points, 7 rebounds per game this season, leading the Indians to a district championship. She's a 3-time first-team All-Big 8 player, was the Conference Player of the Year in 2021 and the District Player of the Year this season. Now, Grotjohn leaves Seneca as the program's all-time leading scorer with 1,950 points.
I chose Cody College because I really like the coaches there and the opportunities that they have, like school-wise too, and I think it'll be a good fit for me.
With Coach Mitz over there at Cody College and Coach Belk, I know they're very smart people. They're going to coach her up, and I think the ceiling, she'll go through it.
That's a look at sports. We're back with more news right after the break.
Take time now to honor a local veteran. Lauren Neal served in the U.S. Army during the Korean War. The Girard, Kansas native was stationed in Germany, and we salute Private First Class Lauren Neal, a four-state hero. Hardcore sports fans with deep pockets now have an opportunity to get their hands on a major piece of sports memorabilia. The clubs used by legendary golfer Tiger Woods to win the Tiger Slam, they're going to be up for grabs for the first time in years. The irons and wedges being sold are what Woods used to win all 4 major titles in 2000 and 2001. The Vokey wedges are custom made. They're stamped with the word Tiger. Golden Age auctioneers expect the price tag for these historic clubs will likely pass the $1 million mark. I'm sorry, Jacob Leonard. I know you are a Tiger fan, but that's pretty steep for golf clubs.
I am a huge Tiger fan, and I could also use some new wedges. However, I am priced out of
Father's Day is coming up.
Yeah.
So maybe the weather.
All right, for us tonight, the clouds are going to start to break up, especially after midnight. 61 tomorrow. Still a lot of clouds. 59 on Saturday, but overall the next couple days looking pretty good, near 70 on Sunday.
Final sports note.
Huge win for the Arkansas men tonight in the NCAA tournament. They beat number 1 seed Gonzaga 74-68. The Razorbacks now moving on to the Elite Eight for the second straight season.
I know there are always some upsets, but it doesn't seem like there are more this year than usual.
No.
In the tournament. No?
No, I mean,
it's just my perception, I guess. Yeah. That's the way it goes. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for staying up so late for us, and let's make it a great tomorrow.